Oftentimes we let those barriers slow us down, or as parents, we let those barriers tell us that our students shouldn't be going, when every single student matters and every single student has an opportunity to go. We do have 37,000 students, but more importantly, every single student who starts on our campus, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure they finish. That is your responsibility along with ours. And there are parents and as institutions out there that are led to believe that when you drop your child off at the front door of a school, or you drop your child off at the front door of a university, you can just come back and pick them up at graduation. That's not how it works.
You just saw President F. King Alexander at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church in Long Beach. Those are some very powerful words to a large congregation, predominantly African American, about a very serious issue. We're here on the campus in his office of the president of California State University, Long Beach, to talk about this very important issue of African American higher education, specifically African American male higher education. President Alexander, I have to say, you sounded very sincere at that church in Antioch, which is a large congregation. One can get the feeling, and I talked to some parishioners afterwards, that you're very serious about this issue.
Well, I am very serious about this issue, and for one reason, I think we all should be very serious about this issue. It's an issue that has been neglected to surface on the radar screens of most people. We've watched these numbers slowly die down, and particularly as it impacts the African American population, we're seeing a large percentage of the higher education attendees and the students who graduate, increasingly more so, are women. We're trying our very best to get more into their universities, but we're losing our males way too soon. And at first we thought it was something you could address at the high school, later years of high school, but now we know it's something you got to get in early. And you got to get your hands dirty and get in early to help people make the right decisions, and families and African Americans and others make the right decisions about college, and get it in their heads that they can succeed as early as 5th and 6th grade, not 11th and 12th grade.
However, your numbers and your statistics, and I did research on this in terms of fall applicants, the number of African Americans on campus, the number of African Americans who are enrolled, are going up on this campus, and this Super Sunday initiative seems to be working.
It is. In fact, we're very pleased to know that it is working. Our applicant pool has grown by 13% just since we started this. The word is getting around. People are paying attention. I think that, not just to the students who are juniors and seniors, but I think the word is starting to get to the mothers, to the parents, to the preachers and the pastors who are helping us. That this information, if people have good information, they can help their own children make good decisions about middle school, about high school, so that we're getting more qualified, which is also important. More are actually qualifying to attend college. Once they get qualified, we can do everything we can to get them into the institution and do everything we can to help them succeed. I'll point out that not only have our admissions applications gone up, but our numbers have gone up. And additionally, so we had the largest number of African Americans that graduated last year in the history of our university also.
Well, congratulations about that. Why select the churches on Super Sunday? Well, why not go to a Boys and Girls Club? Why not go to a park? Why the African American church?
Well, the Boys and Girls Clubs and other organizations are very important, and we have been in those places as well. And for me, I grew up at a boys' club. I know how important the Boys and Girls Clubs can be as community centers. We are in the community centers, but more importantly for the African American population, the churches are, in many ways, they're sort of the arteries into the neighborhoods, and they are the town centers in many communities. And I don't know the specific details or the statistics that show, but I would suspect that a larger percentage of African Americans get information and attend church more regularly than other populations. That's one reason. The second reason is the pastors and the preachers and the reverends. They've been wonderful. We've met with them as a group on numerous occasions throughout the LA Basin, and they have opened their arms to us and made this opportunity available. They want us there. They want to partner with the universities. We have had just the greatest cooperation from the churches, from the church leaders, and they understand what we're trying to do, and in many ways we're partnering with them to get this job done.
Now, we only saw an excerpt of that speech, but one of the things you were saying is that the partnership even have to be stronger with the parents. Parents tend to get less and less involved with their children's education as they get older.
Yeah.
And you are serious about partnering with parents. How can parents continue to get involved successfully with their child's education through middle school and high school and starting in elementary school?
Well, it may sound pretty elementary. The fact that parents should be getting more and more vested in their child's education as they get older, not the other way around. And I think what we find is a high degree of parental interest at elementary levels in kindergarten, and parents almost hover around kindergarten and first grade and second grade.
Yes.
But as they get into middle school and high school, they kind of vanish and they get busy. Those times are perhaps the most critical in terms of monitoring what they're studying, the A through G, monitoring whether they're taking the right college-based classes, or finding out early whether they're starting to drift down a course that will not get them college ready no matter what grades they have at the end of high school.
All of a sudden they find out they really are not eligible.
Exactly. And in many cases at elementary school level, that's not even as important as it is at the middle school and the high school level. So parents cannot just come to school, as I mentioned in the church, drop their kids off and hope to pick them up at graduation. We tell our parents that when they come here at orientation in the fall, in the summer. We say, look, we pull the parents away from the freshmen and say, look, we're here together. As I mentioned to the church, this is a family affair. Now, we need to know when they're sliding. We're here to help. We've got services. We've got all kinds of counseling, advising services, other ways, mentorships. We've got all kinds of things, advisees, peer-to-peer advisor programs. We want to know when they start to slide, when life gets a little more difficult. It's going to happen to virtually every student that we have. But the parents play a critical role in letting us know when we need to help and letting the students know that they have help. And staying with it, telling them, suck it up and you need to focus on what you're here to do, which is graduate. Don't drift off and get worried about a part-time job that you may only have for 2 years. Don't stay focused on why you're really here, which is not just to enroll at this university, but to graduate from this university.